I'm Karla Schafer, Anti-Speeds designer, and we will be working with Crystal Clay 2-part epoxy. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what comes in the kit, the Crystal Clay 2-part epoxy clay kit. You have an A and B part of the epoxy clay. You're going to have a little bag of the Shantons, Swarovski Shantons. We're going to have a little toothpick with beeswax on the end that helps you pick up the little Shantons and apply them to the clay, and also you'll have a pair of rubber gloves and of course some instructions. You will also need a pair of nipper tools if you're going to be using a charm that you need to snip the loop off of. I'm going to be using a pendant, a fillable glue and glaze pendant, and I'm also going to use a charm, a glue and glaze charm. I'm also going to be using a copper key charm, some flat backs, acrylic flat backs, and a few of the Swarovski crystal Shantons that came in the kit that I had left from what I had done previously. I'm also going to be using a little bit of glitter. This is optional and you do not have to use this, but this will be something you'll have to pick up on your own. First thing you need to do is wear the rubber gloves that they supply for you, because you do not want to touch this with your bare hands. And there's an A and a B part, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take equal parts of the A and the B, as equal as that could possibly be, and we're going to knead them together until the color becomes uniform. And if we don't knead them together until the color is uniform, then it doesn't dry well. And the great thing about this stuff is it takes, you have about an hour and a half to work with it before it starts to dry out. Unlike if you've ever used PMC, it dries out rather quickly and you have to keep it covered and moist the whole time. So this is much easier to work with. And I'm just going to eyeball. I used this particular color already and ended up making 3 pieces out of it and still have clay left over. So it goes a long way. It's a lot longer, a lot further than I thought it was going to, and I will show you the other pieces shortly. So we're going to take this and we're going to just knead it together just like you're kneading dough. Okay, now I have it about in as uniform colors that's going to get here. Now, this is a good time to add some glitter to this. So as you can see, I've got glitter on my gloves, so I've already got a little glitter mixed in here. And what you do is, I'm using a piece of wax paper. You can use anything really that will not be real sticky. I'm just going to put a little glitter into the clay and knead it in. And I also, after I finished the piece, I actually sprinkled more glitter on top of it because it to me didn't have enough. Once you get it to about the consistency that you want it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to first start off with this little charm. And other than working with the gloves, it's really pretty easy to get things. I'm just going to pinch off some of this and roll it into a ball, since this piece is round. And I may have actually got too much, so I'm going to take some of this off. The color I'm using here is Latte. And it comes in silver, ruby, and one other color. I'll have them listed on the website. What I've done is I've rolled it into a ball, and now I'm just going to, I still think that's too much, so I'm going to take some of it out. My charm. I'm going to set it in, and then I'm just going to mash it into the fondant until I fill up the cavity. Oh dear. And you want to just kind of keep smoothing it until you get all the little wrinkles and indentions out of it. Stuff's pretty forgiving. And then, as I said, I added a little glitter to my other pieces, and I'm still going to add a little glitter to this as well. So I'm just going to set down and sprinkle it a little bit on there, and then I'm going to add some Chantons, the Swarovski Chantons, onto it. I just give it a little sprinkle, and then I just kind of mash them in, kind of spread them around. Then what I'm going to use is this little beeswax tipped toothpick, and it works pretty nice. You can just grab the Chanton with it, and it actually sticks to it, and then you can use it to press down into the clay, and especially these little bitty ones. And you just get them to where you can flip them over. Gently press down on it, and just randomly place them. I believe the kit comes with about 30 of these. As I said, I've used this kit already for the samples, and I've used most of them. But you can embed all kinds of things in here. And this is just an example of what I did with the little charm. Now I'm going to do something a little bigger. I'm going to use the heart pendant. This again is the Glue and Glaze Pantera pendant. You can find on our website. And I haven't done this shape before. I've done 2 squares and I've done a ring. I know I probably have more clay than I need. And this will dry. You need to let it dry about 24 hours. I think it actually says 12 to 24 hours. But I just set it aside and let it set. It's pretty, and it dried up really nice. And if you get, and you can kind of sculpt it. People that are used to working with clay probably have a little more knowledge about sculpting things than I do. Just kind of set it in there and get it to where you like it. Fill up the binding all together. And make sure you're cleaning your edges up. And in this case, I was going to add the little charm. Just want to make sure I get it off the edge. And I did give it a little dimension, and you just kind of, again, just kind of sculpt it with your fingers. I want to add some more glitter, and then I'm going to add a charm and probably some little flat backs. On the charm, I'm going to remove this loop with my nipper tool. Going to press it into the heart. And then I'll add some more bling. I'm using a 4mm acrylic flat back. This is a lot Colorado Topaz. And then we'll just set this aside and let it dry. But I will show you the other pieces that I did. Again, I even have a little dab of clay left that I've already mixed together that I could make probably another, well, I know, another 3 or 4 small charms and maybe even a medium-sized pendant. This is the ring that I did, and this is using our Glue and Glaze blank ring finding. And again, I made a larger ball out of it, pressed it into the finding, and then molded it. And then this is where I used the majority of my Chantons from the kit. and then I also sprinkled it with glitter. And I think it's pretty fun. And when I let it dry, I actually strung it onto a Sharpie pen and let it set upright so that it would dry without falling and misshapen. Also did just a square. This is again the glue and glaze square pendants that we have online, and I used a copper and also a silver. And the copper, I made it a little bigger, and I even made the corners, kind of pinched them so that they have a little more dimension. Used the dragonfly charm and some more chantons, and also in this case I used the pewter 1/2-inch letters and some more acrylic flat backs. And these are just some suggestions and ideas to use. Most of those glue and glaze pendants will be great for this kind of a project. There's a bezel bracelet that I think would be really cool to do as well.